Hi everyone, my name is B and I am going to National University to get my master's degree in education and to become an education specialist. I am also known as Mix B by my students. I am currently a substitute teacher. And today I'm going to be talking about my personal identity. This is for our identity analysis assignment. So the first thing that we needed to do was create an identity web. So here's mine. You can see in the middle I have my name, and then on the outside I have my my race, gender. So I am white, middle class, 32, non-binary, gender fluid, neurodivergent. I'm citizen. I'm mostly able-bodied, but I did have chronic pain as a teenager from endometriosis. Let's see. Um, I grew up in Sonoma County. Um, I grew up in a household where both parents were present in a middle class family home. I grew up in a suburban neighborhood. I identify as spiritual, not religious. I've been playing sports since I was 5. I got into the punk scene there and the ska scene, going to the Phoenix Theater a lot as a kid. I also went to Santa Rosa Junior College and became a part of some grassroots organizing that happened there through the Occupy movement. Um, also went to UC Davis and became involved in some more grassroots organizing there through Black Lives Matter and the Free Palestine collectives that they had there. I also lived and taught in Sacramento and became more involved with the Party for Socialism and Liberation and the Answer Coalition. Um, and from Sacramento is where I started substitute teaching. I also joined some support groups there. Um, Also learned yoga at the Santa Rosa Junior College. Became very much involved in like meditation and like a healthy lifestyle. And then the second thing we created was a cultural iceberg. So this looks at how external societal factors, which are these little clouds with lightning, and how they affect what you can see on the surface of my identity. And then beneath the surface of the water, we get beliefs, concepts, ideals, roles, norms, values, attitudes, desires, tastes, and assumptions. So again, I talked about that. Um, I I'm white and I grew up in a middle class family. I dress pretty casually, non-binary, like gender expression. I have good manners. I'm a creator, artist. I speak English fluently, conversational in Spanish, and I speak a little bit of German. I am currently attending graduate school, so that's an institution that I am a part of. And then my beliefs, I connect with nature, science, research, modern and alternative medicines. I believe in grassroots organizing and human rights. My concepts, I value family, but I also value health um, and balance and happiness and healthy boundaries. My ideals, I think that our society needs more love, care, justice, equality, and less war. I put no more wars. um, and to have stronger social systems to support the most marginalized. The roles that I inhabit, I'm the oldest child, I am a sibling, I'm a teacher, a mentor, I'm a student, I'm a friend, a partner, a citizen, a community member, and a creator. The norms, I typically like more personal space. um, I do enjoy being social, but I also enjoy time at home. And then at the bottom of the iceberg, I have like my like more deep emotions and feelings. So my attitudes, I'm typically optimistic. My tastes, I like being active, fun things, be adventurous. My values are chosen family, um, career fulfillment, and work-life balance. My desires include safety, support, and being chosen. And assumptions in life are generally prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So, all of this to say, oh my God, I'm already way over time. All of this is to say um, that I do come from a privileged background. And the next part of our assignment was to look at the stereotypes that we have. Does race affect my every move? I do think about race and privilege regularly. I am able to identify how um, I may be perceived and treated differently than particularly my students. As a white educator, I am conscious that I may receive unearned advantages. And this makes me push myself to be intentional about creating equitable classroom practices. Um, so we watched a video that had school age kids explain being stereotyped and what that was like. And this was definitely emotional for me to watch, seeing the kids in pain and what they've gone through due to systemic oppression being perpetuated on them. It did remind me of a fishbowl activity that my high school teachers had us do on identity, discrimination, and inclusion. And both of these activities have just reinforced for me the importance of unlearning stereotypes, unlearning racism as a white person, and or, um, unlearning my biases, but also taking steps to counter them. The next activity that we did was we took a couple of tests on hidden bias. And this was really interesting for me because I feel like I have done so much work over the years, especially in community grassroots organizing spaces, to unlearn some of the things that I've been conditioned to understand as far as biases go. And so, yeah, I took the um, implicit association test for skin color, and it said that I was much faster at sorting dark skinned Black people with bad and light skinned Black people with good than sorting light skinned Black people with bad and dark skinned people with good. So that just shows that I do have an implicit bias towards people that are darker skinned. There was another implicit bias test that I did, and it was the implicit bias test association for Hispanic Americans. And I thought this was important for me to take because this is the community that I most interact with as a teacher. And so it said that I was moderately faster at sorting Hispanic Americans with bad and European Americans with good than the other way around. And that just really hit me because I thought that I have done a lot of work to unlearn these things, and so it's kind of frustrating thinking that I'm still dealing with this, but it also just reinforces for me the importance of continuing a lifelong process of understanding my own implicit biases so that I can um, treat all my students with fairness and equity. Um, okay, so then we looked at our personal assets and supports. Um, so I talked about how I am neurodivergent. I I think this gives me a unique understanding and ability to support students. I'm a caring, kind, and creative person, and this allows me to foster a safer classroom environment where students can better learn and thrive. And my strong sense of justice and fairness helps me recognize inequalities and advocate for students' needs. Furthermore, my LGBT identity and flexible self expression helps me connect with students who typically don't see themselves reflected in other teachers or staff. And I think this helps me create, again, a safer classroom environment for all students. Some supports that I talked about that I rely on are structured planning. Again, as a neurodivergent person who struggles with time management, I really benefit from routines, timers, lesson templates, and other resources, especially other teachers and other staff, to help me get the best practices that I can to be an effective teacher. Proper mental health support, union representation to help me navigate professional boundaries, job protection, and workplace expectations. Also, having the support and access to clear, understandable expectations of school policies and practices and what's expected of me as an educator from the district. This helps me understand professional norms and also access to professional development on culturally responsive teaching practices. So again, this is all kind of tying back to being a lifelong learner and understanding my own implicit biases so that I can constantly strive to be the best teacher that I can be. Thanks for listening.